Are your turkeys escaping the yard and you don't know how to stop them? Let me teach you a simple method of how to clip the turkey's wings to prevent them from becoming escape artists. Hello friends, it's Barbara-Sue. I'm the creator of the blog and YouTube channel Kowalski Mountain, and I'm going to show you how to trim birds' wings. So these little turkeys are getting pretty confident, and every day they jump out of the yard and we have to shoo them back in. So I'm going to trim their wings. When I trim their wings, I'm actually only trimming their feathers. And what this does is this disrupts their balance as they're flying, and then they are not able to fly. So we're only going to cut one of the wings. So this little guy gets to go first, and I'm just going to open the wing. And the wings have some different feathers. You don't want to cut into the blood part of the feather. And I'm just going to trim along the bottom parts of these feathers. Now the feathers will grow back and he will regain his ability to fly, but for now that ability is being disrupted. Now you can notice it didn't bother him at all. He didn't cry or get upset. They're more upset that I'm in here in the cage with them than they are about what I'm doing. So let me put this one up and do another one. So this one, he's a little bit bigger, and I'm just kind of holding out that wing. And I need to cut all the feathers in the wing to make this work. And you can notice it's not bothering him at all. He's not hurt by what I'm doing. I'm just cutting those feathers and disrupting his ability to fly by upsetting his balance. He's perfectly fine, and he's going to go in here with the other one. And here's my next volunteer. He gets to have his wings cut as well. And I'm just kind of cradling him with my other arm and trying to keep him from scratching me with his legs. And then I'm just going to cut those wings. And again, I didn't injure his wing, only his feathers. So I have two left. Let's get them done. Now he's squawking a lot, but I haven't hurt him. I'm just holding him, which he doesn't like. I've got that wing out. And you can notice that I've cut off all those feathers to make that unsteady. One turkey left. So since this little guy's a little bit smaller, I'm going to go ahead and show you the full wing. So you can see his full wing here in the film. You can see how long his feathers are, and I'm just going to cut those. I'm kind of going under this little line. I don't know if you can tell, but there's layers of feathers here. So there's some extra smaller feathers here on top, and I'm cutting these flight feathers right here. These are called flight feathers. And I'm cutting the long flight feathers, not the shorter feathers. So there it is. We call it clipping his wings. But again, it's just his feathers. They'll grow back and he'll be just fine. And hopefully this little escape artist will quit getting out of the yard. So now that I've finished trimming up the wings of all these little turkeys, I'm now going to clean up all the feathers in the yard. Now I have a theory, and I don't really know what's true, I used to not rake up the feathers, I just left them on the ground, but I noticed that they were never disintegrating and it just made the yard look messy. And so I have this theory. I love a feather pillow. And my feather pillows are probably more than 50 years old. I've had them my whole life. My theory is I don't think the feathers disintegrate like other things, because otherwise I wouldn't have a pillow that was 50 years old. So just to keep the yard clean, I pick up all the feathers and then I throw them out. I've got a couple big turkeys I'm gonna do, so let me see if I can catch them. So friends, I have some larger turkeys here. I'm gonna cut their wings as well. This tom is still a young tom. He's not mature yet. He's starting to get his hormones. He's strutting his stuff, showing what he is all made of. I'm gonna cut his wings as well. He's a little bit larger and a little bit stronger, so it's a little harder. Sometimes if they stand really well, that works good to do it by yourself. But sometimes I just get scratched up from legs here. So let's see how we do. You can see this isn't hurting him at all. He's not bothered by me doing it. His buddy in the cage is more upset than him. You see I have his head tucked behind me and I'm just kind of holding on to him and I cut his feathers. So let me do this other one. So this is another young tom. They're from the same batch of turkeys. I'm tucking his head behind so I can get a hold of him. And there you go. Now these guys, they can jump pretty high, so they still may be escape artists, but hopefully I've slowed them down a little bit. So here's the last volunteer. I had to run her down to get her, but I'm gonna tuck her head up underneath my arm, fan out her wing, and just trim those feathers. Clean up my mess, and hopefully these guys will stay in the yard. Thank you for supporting the Kowalski Mountain blog and YouTube channel. If you enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up to help us grow.